everyone, how are you today? Anyway, we meet again on this video to talk about the new characters that will be appear in the near future. I know maybe some of you already watched the leaks that already spread all over YouTube now, and of course I'm talking about Acheron. For all of you who already completed the main quest on chapter 2.0 must be familiar with these characters, because she is appeared since the beginning of the chapter 2.0. And as usual, let's talk about Acheron, because I think she is the coolest characters among those who appeared on 2.0, and I think she reminding me on Raiden Shogun from Genshin Impact. But please take a note that everything on this video is not a final build, everything can be changed and maybe will become completely different than in this video. Anyway, let's not beating around the bush and let's get into it. Okay, as usual, let's talk about her basic information first. Actually, per this video uploaded, I can't find any background stories about her, so I think she is just some mysterious characters who just appear on the beginning of the chapter 2.0. But she claims that she is a galaxy ranger who walked cosmos alone, carrying with her long sword. Acheron is a 5-star lightning character on the path of nihility type. I know, maybe some of you find it super strange, since she is more likely being a destruction type or the hunt type maybe, but trust me, she is really good. And now let's talk about her kit. Unlike any other characters who don't have any effect on their basic attack, Acheron has special buff called Slash Dreams, which will increase every time she is doing her basic attack, and I think I will explain about Slash Dream buff later. Her skill, Octobolly Flash, will gain 2 points of Slash Dream and will inflict a special debuff called Crimson Knots on single target enemy and deals lightning damage equal to 80% of Acheron attack to them, as well as lightning damage equal to 30% of Acheron attack to adjacent targets. What is Crimson Knots debuff? I will explain later as well. Okay, now let's move on to her ultimate, which called Slash Dream Cries in the Red. To be honest, her ultimate is quite unusual. She don't need energy to use it. Like I told you before, she has special buff called Slash Dream, and when her Slash Dream reach 9 points, then she will automatically can use her ultimate. Her ultimate also can proc 3 times, and every single time it procs, it will remove a debuff called Crimson Knot. Each stack of Crimson Knot removed will increase the damage multiplier by an additional 9%, and after that immediately activates Stygian Research, which will give a damage to all enemies and removing all Crimson Knots. Okay, now let's talk about her talent. Basically, like I told you before, when Slash Dream reach 9 points, the ultimate can be unleashed. And the most important thing is, she will ignore any weaknesses types and will deplete enemy toughness. Pretty insane, right? And every single time any of your team inflicts debuff on enemy target, Acheron will gain 1 point of Slash Dreams and inflict Crimson Knot on enemy target. So it's already clear that Acheron must be paired with another nihility characters. Okay, let's move on to her technique. Actually, this is pretty interesting technique and maybe one of the best technique I've ever seen. Her technique will let you gain 2 Slash Dream buff and 2 Crimson Knots debuff on the start of the battle. But if you use this technique on the weak enemy which has red karma dots on their head, they will immediately defeat it and you will not enter combat. It's insane, right? Now let's talk about her traces. First, Red Ogre will let you gain 4 points of Slash Dream and apply 4 stacks of Crimson Knots to random enemy. Second, the Abyss. When there are 1 or 2 other characters following the path of nihility in the team, increase the damage of Acheron's basic attack, skill, and ultimate to 115% or 160% of the original damage. Basically, more nihility means more damage. And third, Thunder Core will increase the damage dealt by Acheron by 30% each time her ultimate hits an enemy with Crimson Knot. For her Eidolons, I think Eidolons 1 or 2 is the best save point if you want to get some copy of her. Eidolons 1 will increase your critical rate by 18% if you attack a debuffed enemies, and Eidolon 2 will let you gain the highest buff from her Traces effect by putting only one more nihility type in the team. And you will get additional 1/dream buff every Acheron get a turn. So I think this is really perfect for her. To be honest, per this video uploaded, I can't find any leaks about her Lightcones, but I think In the Name of the World will perfectly fit for her since she will attack the debuffed enemies often. These Lightcones will increase the damage against debuffed enemies by 24%, and when the wearer uses their skill, the effect hit rate for this attack will increases by 18% and attack increases by 24%. For Relic Set, I suggest you to use 4-piece Pioneer Diver of Dead Water. The 4-piece Pioneer Diver of Dead Water is definitely best for Acheron, since Acheron will always give a debuff. Then increased damage dealt when attacked enemy with debuff will help increase damage by Acheron. Actually, you can put any other relic sets for her, but I think this one is perfectly fit than any other choices. Critical rate and critical damage is basically main stat for Acheron, so Rutilan Arena for her ornament is the best choice for her, since you will need high critical rate and high critical damage to maximize her damage output. But don't forget to make sure to put substantial substat on her relic such as attack, critical rate, critical damage, and speed. I know she is nihility type, but she don't really need any other stat. And now we will talk about Acheron best team composition. If you're listening to me from the start, then you must know that Acheron definitely will be better if you pair her with another nihility type like Kafka, Luca, Black Swan, or any debuffer type. You can also pair Acheron with Sparkle as your support since she will boost Acheron critical damage and critical rate. Okay, now, should you pull Acheron or not? Acheron is definitely will be one of the best DPS on the game right now. Yes, maybe she is a nihility type, but she is hitting like a truck and can be used on any situation since she will deplete enemy toughness no matter their element. So, if you want a good lightning DPS characters, don't miss it, okay? Pros, she don't need any energy regeneration at all. Her ultimate depends a lot with how fast you can stack /dream buff. More nihility types on your team means she will hit harder and do ultimate faster. You can farm monster material using her technique without doing any battle at all. Her ultimate will deplete enemy toughness regardless enemy weaknesses. For cons, she relies heavily with other nihility type characters, so you can't put her on any team without it. If you don't have nihility type characters, then she can use her maximum potential. She is nihility types, but her debuff is not as good as another nihility type like Kafka for the example. So, that's everything about Acheron. How was it? Do you think Acheron is good? Please leave your comment below. Thank you for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you next video.